YouTube, what's going on? It's Tijon, aka Top Cyberdog, and I'm back with a new video and a whole new setup. Actually, did some moving over the past couple of weeks, and we are in a whole new lab setup and environment. You might be asking, why do I have shades on? It's not because I'm trying to be cool or anything like that, even though I am pretty cool. But no, all jokes aside, I had a couple styes that lingered on for far too long, so I had to get them removed and drained out. So my eyes are a little bit puffy and still healing up. So with all the lights and whatnot, I thought a perfect time to show off my shades and put them on inside, even with the sun going down for the day. But we are back. To get right into it, as you guys know, I have switched over from Let's Defend and moved over to TryHackMe to give their platform another shot as far as growing my cyber technical skill set. So that's what this video is all about. I've been deep into their SOC Analyst path, which is kind of similar to the Let's Defend path, and it's been very interesting, to say the least. So we have a phishing attack that I'm going to go over in Let's Defend. We're going to dive right into it. There's not too many questions, but enough to get your brain thinking and see what a SOC analyst would do when they investigate something like a phishing attack in a corporate environment. So without further ado, we are going to hop over into TryHackMe and get right into it. All right, you guys, let's go. All right, everybody. So we are loaded into our TryHackMe account, and we are in our phishing investigation room titled the Greenholt Phish. Use the knowledge attained to analyze a malicious email. So if we see right here, we have a breakdown under task 1, just another day as a SOC analyst. And here is the overview. A sales executive at Greenholt PLC received an email that he didn't expect to receive from a customer. He claims that the customer never used generic greetings such as good day and didn't expect any amount of money to be transferred to his account. The email also contains an attachment that he never requested. He forwarded the email to the SOC, otherwise known as Security Operations Center, department for further investigation. Investigate the email sample to determine if it's legitimate. All right, so they want us to deploy the machine, and that is a virtual machine. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll click start machine, and that fires up our virtual machine. This could take up to, I'd say 5 minutes. This just depends on what tools are loaded into said virtual machine for each room. So as that's firing up, we can see under deploy the machine. Deploy the machine attached to this task. It will be visible in the split screen view once it's ready. Okay. And then it looks like we'll be using Thunderbird Mail to analyze the EML file. And for those of you who do not know what an EML file is, that is an email file. So if you go to your Yahoo mailbox, your iOS mailbox on your phone, all those emails are essentially EML files. So we can extract those files into a testing sandbox environment and interact with those EML files to see exactly what the intended viewer saw when it was sent to their mailbox. Okay, so it failed to connect to server. Let's give it a second. Okay, it's connecting. Oh, we got the countdown right here. Access desktop in 25 seconds. And for those of you who are not familiar with TryHackMe whatsoever, we can see right here, this is how much time we have left on our attack box. As it dwindles down to its final minutes, you can extend more time with this plus sign. You just can't do it prematurely because it doesn't allow that. But you can always extend your time if needed. All right, we are loaded into the VM. And it looks like a Linux VM, Linux based, yeah. Okay, and we have our EML file, and it is titled challenge. So let's go ahead, and as the instructions say, open with other application, and we can see Thunderbird Mail. Go ahead and just set that, hit open. And we're not worried about that in the back, but this is what we're concerned with. This is our email that was sent to our suspected victim. So the first question that we have is, what is the transfer reference number listed in the email's subject? And we can see already right here, we have subject, and then we have our answer right here. So we'll go ahead and copy that. I'm gonna have to use this copier to bring it out of our VM environment. We'll paste that in. Boom. That is correct. On to the next question in our investigation. Who is the email from? As we can see right here, let's go ahead and move that clipboard. This is from a Mr. James Jackson. So go ahead and copy that. I'll just type it out. So you get Mr. James Jackson. All right, next question. What is his email address? Mr. Jackson's email address. Let's see. And we can see that next to his name, Mr. Jackson, info at mudawamarine.com. So let's see. The way that the convention is here for the answer format doesn't match up with the email with the @ sign. So I'm just curious. I'll try what I believe it should be because it's asking for the email, but if this is incorrect, I know what my second choice will be. Nope, that was right. If that didn't work because of that @ symbol, I was gonna put mudawamarine, but that's not his email, that's the domain of the email. Okay, next question. What email address will receive a reply to this email? Let's see. Oh, right in front of me. Mr. James Jackson. Let's see. I think it is. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I'm losing my mind here. Reply to Mr. James Jackson, so we're gonna put that same email address. No? Hold on. What email address will receive a reply to this email? See, you gotta do your due diligence. I'm missing some things. Okay, so let's correct that. I don't know why that didn't copy. rest of that out. Go ahead and copy. Now we'll retry. What? No. Info. mudawamarine@mail.com. Once again, I'm messing up. Remove that at something. Let's go. There we go. There we go. All right. So again, what email address will receive a reply to this email? That would be info.mudawamarine@mail.com. Next question. What is the originating IP? Let's see. And for that, let's go to the headers and view all. And then we see X originating IP. That's blocked out. No worries, we can still find it. Okay, let's see, Control U. There we go. So what I ended up doing was going to view and then headers. I went to all instead of normal, but I wanted to view that all in one window. So with that, you can use the shortcut of Control U, and then that will bring everything in a new window that you can analyze. Alright, and as I said before, the X originating IP is redacted. But if we continue on that path, we can see more details such as the date of which it was sent via SMTP. And we have an IP address right here of 192.119.71.157. So let's go ahead and plug that in, see what we get. We should get a green check mark. And we do. Alright, so that is correct. Next question. We are almost done, so if you made it this far, good work. We are almost done. Next question. Who is the owner of the originating IP? Do not include the period in your answer. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Who is the originating IP? Who is the owner? Okay. So this question is a little tricky. So all of our devices have IP. All of our computers have IP addresses. For instance, the computer that you're watching this video on at home, that has an IP address that is owned by your ISP or your internet service provider. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, probably in this whole West Coast region, we have Xfinity as an internet service provider. That's what I currently use. I know my brother down in Texas, he uses a whole different type of internet service provider on that region of the country. So we can see HostWinds LLC. So, well, this is HostWinds DNS, but I'm assuming HostWinds is the company that owns this IP address. But let me see. Let's see. HostWinds DNS. Let's put that together. HostWinds DNS? No? Okay, so HostWinds DNS wasn't an answer, but let me do a Google search for HostWinds. Okay, so apologies for the pause, but I'll bring this over what I thought was worthwhile. I looked up HostWinds DNS, and just doing some browsing, we can see some other identifiers that we can attempt to use to answer the question. But we have HostWinds LLC, standing for the company. Oh, let me go back to that. And let's try L. Alright, so that was correct. And the platform that I got that breakdown regarding HostWinds was Whois. So a definite great resource to use a Whois lookup to see who is running said address. Okay, on to the next question. What is the SPF record for the return path domain? Okay, and to do this, we'll have to use, to my understanding, we have to use some kind of email header analyzer. A good one that I'm aware of is MXToolbox.com. So I'll bring that up over here. Close that down. So what we'll need to do is, let me close that down too. Minimize that. Actually, no. Let's bring that back if I can. Edit, we'll select all, and then we'll copy. Hopefully that copies all of it into our clipboard. It did not. Let's see. No. Edit, select all, try again, copy. Ah, so frustrating. Control all, control copy. I'm on a Mac, so it's always hard to get these VMs to cooperate with my copying and pasting. Give me a second. Let's see why. Okay, so we can try that again. No, still. Jeez. That's not what I want. Then we'll copy that. Let's see if it copies now. Hey, let's see if we can try. I need to get this in. How can I do this? Let's try this. Still nothing. Does this have internet? Maybe this has internet. It probably doesn't, but let's see. I'm at a standstill because I need to copy that. Why can't I get into that? Let's see if I can enter full screen and do something. Oh, because it's toggled on. This might not be connected to the internet, only because CyberChef popped up. No, we might be. Let's see. Come on. No, I don't think it's connected. Crap. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's close that down then. Let's go back into here, see what we can do. Copy email address. I'm just curious if it's gonna copy. Still, it's not copying. But it'll copy this. paste? Can I paste that? Yeah. Just go back, Control U. Okay, I've been off screen seeing what I can do to find this answer. And what we'll do is, instead of doing that method, we'll do this. And then we will type in everything manually for this. .com, and we want that record. Oh, just missing the T. There we go. Okay, so now that we have that, we should be able to copy this and apply the answer. There we go. All right, sometimes these questions can take a little bit longer than expected, so have that in mind, but we got it, and on to the next. Okay, what is the DMARC record for the return path domain? All right, we can go back to here. Let's see if it brings up our DMARC. No. Let's go to DMARC lookup. Perfect. Okay. So to get that answer, instead of being in the SPF lookup, we need to be in the DMARC lookup with that same domain. Run that lookup. This should be our answer right here. So we'll go ahead and copy that. And we'll paste that in. And we have the correct answer. Next question. What is the name of the attachment? So if we go back to our email in question, I know I seen it earlier. There was an attachment at the very bottom. Yeah, right here. We can see this is the email, and at the very bottom we have an attachment. Now, do not, being that it is a VM sandbox environment, you can interact with said attachment, but this was any kind of production environment, or production device, your own personal device, do not interact with any kind of potentially malicious attachments. You just don't know what's attached to it and what it could be doing if you run it, and it connects to some kind of C2 address where the hacker is then connected to your device and starts to go crazy. So do not interact with this, especially if you are on some kind of production environment or device. All right, so what we can do is, I gotta get this some way. Detach, delete. There we go. I just needed some way I can copy this file name. So we'll paste that in. Nope, I forgot. I need to do that with the clipboard. Copy that. We'll paste that. All right. Next question is, what is the SHA-256 hash of the file attachment? So what we can do for that, since we are in a VM, I'm gonna go ahead and save that to our desktop because, and we're on an Ubuntu environment. We need to get the hash for this. Okay, so close that. We're gonna minimize that, take that away. We're gonna go into our terminal. LS, because I don't know where I'm at. LS list out everything available in our current directory. So we have desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, and videos. If you hear a dog crying, that's Natsu. He's upset that I don't have him here with me right now. All right, so what we need to do is navigate to the desktop because that's where we have that folder. Now we can see we're in our desktop. We'll list out with the ls command. Now we can see our downloaded .cab file or attachment folder. So now that we are in the proper location, we can call for the SHA-256 sum. If I spell it right. Jeez. All right, and then I'm just gonna drag that. And then this should, when I run it, what? Oh, do I need to unzip it first? I might need to unzip it. I shouldn't have to. Let's try. SHA-256. Yeah. Let's do that. That's the command that we want to run. Back. Paste. Run. There we go. So with us running the SHA-256 sum against our file in question, we get the SHA-256 file hash. And as some of you may know, or some of you may not know, these hashes are one-to-one, so there won't be another file that has the exact same SHA-256 hash string. So this will be our answer. We'll go ahead and copy this. Hopefully it copies to our clipboard. Yes, it did. We'll go ahead and copy that again. Paste it. Voila. Alright, that is correct. We have 2 more questions to go and we are out of here. Next question. What is the attachment's file size? Don't forget to add KB to your answer. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, since we have the file hash, and like I said, those are one-to-one, we'll go ahead and get VirusTotal loaded up. Alright, got that. We'll paste that file hash in, and we can see right here, VirusTotal has this listed as 400.26 KB. Go ahead and copy that. Submit. Correct. Last question. What is the actual file extension of the attachment? So to answer that, we can go back to VirusTotal. And under details, and we can see a RAR file. So typically that's something that if on a device, a Windows machine, that can be unpacked and there could be malware within that RAR file, anything. So definitely not a good thing. So let's go ahead and type it out and see if we got the right answer. Nope, that does not let me add the R. Boom. So that was the correct answer. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I know it's been a long one, but that was a great example of a phishing attack within a corporate environment. Had to do some analysis across multiple platforms, but we got a lot of useful info. So if you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Top Cyber Dog. I'm out of here. Peace.